nothing going. Nothing. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do.
As much criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact we all got bad ass kids. Okay, now listen, don't make anybody with 3 or more.
Multiples.
You got one that you don't know what the hell you gonna do with.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You going to prison if you keep it up.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And to all my loyal subscribers, thank you for rocking with me. You're about to get the raw breakdown of the chaos shaking the Harris family right now. Well, it's finally happening. T.I.'s worst nightmare is unfolding right before his eyes, and it's way uglier than anyone could have pictured. For years, he's been warning his son, King Harris, to slow down before he ruined his whole life. But now those warnings have turned into reality, and the whispers are getting louder than ever. A judge could be about to slap King with a 5-year prison sentence. And here's the wild part. T.I. called this all the way back in 2022. He told King straight up, if he didn't change his ways, this exact moment was coming. But honestly, is anyone shocked? If you've been keeping up with King's reckless ride the past few years, the writing's been on the wall. Reckless driving, that viral Waffle House fight, flashing guns in music videos like the law was just a joke. Each mess up was like a spark, and now the whole house is on fire. Then came that 2024 arrest footage, the one that felt like the nail in the coffin. Police cameras caught King swerving like he was untouchable, nearly smashing into a cop car. When they pulled him over, boom, weed in the car, a gun on his hip, and just when you thought it couldn't get worse, an old 2022 warrant suddenly popped up, sealing his fate. Every bad decision came crashing back in one brutal moment. For years, T.I. kept warning everybody, if King didn't slow down, his wild lifestyle was gonna catch up with him. And now, that prophecy has exploded into reality in the worst way imaginable. It all went down in October 2024, when King Harris got himself arrested after a near disaster in Atlanta. He was behind the wheel of his BMW, driving like the streets belonged to him, when he almost slammed straight into a cop car pulling out of a gas station. But wait, it gets uglier. The second officers approached, they caught the smell of weed flooding out of the car. And if that wasn't enough, King was strapped up, a gun sitting right on his hip like he was untouchable. Just when you thought the situation couldn't get any worse, boom! The cops ran his ID and uncovered a ticking time bomb from his past, a warrant for his arrest that had been hiding in the shadows since 2022. And this wasn't some petty fine, no way! These were heavy charges, speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. But here's the kicker. Instead of facing the music, King ghosted the court for 2 whole years. That decision followed him around like a curse, waiting to strike, and in October, it finally blew up in his face. Right then and there, King Harris was cuffed and hauled off. No more ducking, no more running. First, he was booked into Dowd County Jail, then shipped off to Pickens County to finally face that dusty old 2022 warrant. And the arrest report? It reads like something straight out of a crime thriller. The officer's report says it all. I informed Mr. Harris that I needed to speak with him outside. That's when the tension snapped. The door creaked open, and King carefully pulled the gun from his hip, handing it over without a fight. No fireworks, no dramatic standoff, just quiet surrender. Seconds later, the cuffs clicked shut.
You know T.I.?
Huh?
T.I.?
Who's that?
That's my father.
No, I know it. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he just retire? Or
Yeah.
say he's gonna retire?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you, man?
20.
20?
Take my grandma.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
Guns in here.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
So what they say my warrant for?
So your warrant is for failure to appear. Dispatch is going to call in and make sure it's still valid.
Failure to appear where? I didn't have no court dates.
It's for DUI out of Pickens County.
Out of Pickens County?
Video and confirm that one.
The only DUI, I had a suspicion of a DUI a long time ago. Nothing's in there. Come back so we can figure out what the fuck I got going on. There's nothing in the fucking car.
Just like that, King Harris was officially detained. And here's the kicker. It wasn't the glamorous Hollywood scene he probably imagined. This was raw reality. The contrast is jaw-dropping. One moment, King was flexing flashy cars, designer clothes, and wild nights on Instagram. The next, He's sitting in a freezing jail cell, stripped of all the luxury, staring at the cold truth of his choices. Fame couldn't save him, money couldn't shield him, and clout couldn't buy him a pass. But if you ask T.I., none of this was shocking. He's been watching the storm gather for years. Back in 2022, remember when T.I. went viral for that fiery Instagram Live with King? That wasn't just a father-son argument. That was a warning blast. T.I. wasn't clowning around. He was terrified, frustrated, and desperate to snap his son out of the chaos. He told King straight up, "Keep living reckless and you'll end up in one of two places, behind bars or even worse." At one point, T.I. looked his son in the eye and said, "If you don't wake up, you could end up serving 5 years in prison." Now that chilling warning feels less like a lecture and more like a prophecy. And instead of slowing down, King just cranked it up. Waffle House brawls caught on camera, guns flashing in his music videos, bragging about street life online, smoking on live streams, and every time brushing off his parents' advice like it meant nothing. What some brushed off as simple teenage rebellion, T.I. recognized as something far more dangerous, a mirror of his own troubled past. He knew the road King was sprinting down because he had already walked it. Back in the late 2000s, T.I. himself faced prison time on weapons charges, a chapter of his life that could have ended everything if he hadn't turned it around. Through music, acting, and becoming a respected voice in the community, T.I. rebuilt himself. And for years, he tried to pass that wisdom down to his son, begging King not to repeat his mistakes. But like countless fathers before him, his warnings went ignored, falling on deaf ears. T.I. once said, "Time is gonna be his teacher." Now those words feel chillingly prophetic because time is here and the lesson is brutal. King Harris isn't just facing rumors or online backlash anymore. He's staring straight at the very real threat of a 5-year prison sentence. And the sad truth? Nobody saw this outcome clearer than T.I. himself. And let's not act like this meltdown came out of nowhere. The signs have been flashing in front of us for years. Reckless driving headlines, that infamous Waffle House showdown where King was caught on camera screaming at staff like the rules didn't apply to him.
Twisted. So what I'm saying is, they wasn't
talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my...
A moment that turned into viral proof of his arrogance and aggression. Even T.I. admitted he couldn't wrap his head around his son's actions that night. The pattern was crystal clear. King was running on pride and impulse, never thinking twice about the consequences. Now every reckless move is catching up to him in one crashing wave. But wait, it spirals even deeper. One of the most alarming moments came when King popped up on camera alongside Boosie's son Tootie Raw during a flashy music video shoot. Both of them were waving guns like trophies, trying to flex some kind of street credibility. It was a dangerous image, and the internet lit up with concern. And it wasn't just fans shaking their heads, their fathers, T.I. and Boosie, jumped in fast. These are men who lived that life for real, who paid the price and clawed their way out. They tried to step in, trying to steer their sons off the cliff. They knew firsthand that glamorizing violence isn't just reckless, it can be deadly. But despite their hard-earned wisdom, King brushed it off like it was just another performance. This string of stunts paints a chilling picture of a young man pushing limits, ignoring the lifelines thrown his way, and sprinting headfirst into disaster. In November 2024, just weeks after his arrest, King Harris stepped into fatherhood. For a brief moment, it looked like life was giving him a second chance. The birth of his son lit up social media with congratulations, and people wondered if this was finally the turning point. Maybe being a dad would ground him, pull him out of the chaos, and push him to become the man he always claimed he wanted to be. King even dropped a track called Dear, rapping about stepping up and taking responsibility as a father. For a moment, it seemed like maybe, just maybe, fatherhood could rewrite his story. But reality hit hard. While he should have been celebrating sleepless nights with a newborn and cherishing those first milestones, King was staring at court dates, mugshots, and the looming threat of a 5-year prison sentence. And of course, the internet had no chill. The second news spread about King's arrest, social media exploded with reactions. Critics came swinging at T.I., accusing him of failing as a father, even though he had spent years trying to warn his son in public and in private. Others showed sympathy, pointing out how hard it is to raise kids. especially in the spotlight where every mistake is magnified. The online conversation turned into a circus of mockery and pity. Some users joked about the irony, how King flaunted guns and luxury online only to end up in cuffs like a storyline straight out of a cautionary tale. But mixed in with the jokes, there were voices of hope, people praying he'd finally use this moment to change course before the system swallows him whole. This should have been the wake-up call. The moment King Harris realized the stakes weren't just about him anymore, but about the future of his own child. Fatherhood could have been the anchor to pull him away from reckless living, forcing him to finally grow up. But instead, that arrest footage flipped the script in a whole new way. When viewers watched the body cam video, they couldn't ignore King's almost calm, calculated vibe as officers dragged him out of his BMW and locked on the cuffs. To some, it looked like he knew exactly what was happening, like he was performing for the cameras, almost wanting the footage to blow up online. Was King chasing clout even in the middle of a humiliating arrest? Was the reckless behavior really about street pride and attention, even if it meant being infamous? Or was this just a young man torn between two dangerous worlds? But now, with King Harris staring at the very real possibility of a 5-year prison bid, this story is about way more than court dates and charges. This is about legacy, fatherhood, and whether he'll break or continue the cycle that's haunted his family. For T.I., it's a haunting deja vu. He's spoken openly about his own run-ins with the law and how prison shaped him into the man he became. And now, he's forced to watch history repeat itself through his son's mistakes, despite years of warnings, discipline, and lessons he tried to pass down. But now, King Harris is staring down the ultimate test of patience and reality. No matter how many times T.I. tried to pull him off the edge, reminding him that fame and fortune can vanish in a heartbeat if mixed with reckless choices, the brutal truth remains. Some lessons can only be learned the hard way. And for King, that hard way could mean prison time. If the judge slaps him with the full 5-year sentence, it won't just be another headline, it'll be a painful, public reminder of what happens when reckless behavior goes unchecked. But this story is bigger than mugshots and viral arrest clips. This is a family torn between love, frustration, and hope, all while living under the blinding spotlight of fame. Parenting is tough for anybody, but when you're T.I., every move gets magnified, dissected, and dragged across the internet for millions to pick apart. The online chatter hasn't stopped. Some fans blame T.I. for failing as a father, while others mock King's downfall like it's entertainment. And in the middle of all the noise, this family is left to deal with the heartbreak, the disappointment, and the possibility that King's choices could cost him years of his life. So what do you think? Was T.I. too hard on King, or is this just the cold reality of growing up in the spotlight? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And we'll catch you in the next one.